So in other words, as I'm conclude, listen to me. Turn to the book of Ecclesiastes. Sit down, the 10th chapter, the 8th verse, or the 8th verse, the 10th chapter, and I'm going to give you a key for you to know that when anything comes against you and prevail against you, it is not God, but the simplest thing is because you have broken your own defenses.
10:8. Ecclesiastes 10 and verses 8.
Listen to what it says.
He who digs a
Now,
pit.
please listen. Has somebody got an amplified version here? You got it? Amplified? You got it? No? Amplified? Okay, honey, pass the microphone to that wonderful lady there and take your time to read, because, okay, read it. 10:8, am I right? Read it. Here, listen to me. I'm going to give you. So oftentimes we blame the devil for nothing. Oftentimes we blame God for nothing. But I've always told you, the devil has no authority to make you do what you don't want to do. The devil would only make a suggestion to you. He would only recommend something to you. He will only introduce something to you. You and me who digs. He didn't say he who somebody digs a pit for. He didn't say he whose mother or brother or sister or the pastor or the church digs a pit for. But you, the individual. Read it.
He who digs a pit for others will fall into it.
Yes. In other words, two connotation, two understanding. When you open up the door to the enemy, when you accept what the devil introduces, you have dug a pit for him. Not for him to fall him, but to use it to pull you inside. Then you can dig a pit for your fellow human being, wishing that he will fall into it and he'll be put into shame and will die. But the Bible says, you who dig a pit for somebody, intended for him to fall into it and to perish before his time, you, the digger, will fall into it yourself.
Amen.
Because, in other words, God is saying, there is no way you will fall into a pit that you didn't dig yourself. So when you are good for your own good. When you are evil for your own self. When you lie to reap the result yourself. When you cheat to be cheated by yourself. Continue.
And whoever breaks through a fence.
Now this is the combination of the matter. You remember my wife read, no weapon that is formed against you shall prosper. Yes. In other words, and it went on to say, it is your inheritance. Yes. And am I right? Yes. What he says here is that the moment you give your life to Jesus, he sets up a hedge around you. He sets up a protection around you. And nobody can break that spiritual hedge and fence or wall to come in to attack you, to afflict you, to sway you, to rob you, except by yourself. If you don't break the fence, nobody can enter in. That is why when I conduct deliverance on you, I say don't play game. Demons are wise. Yes. And demons like beautiful people. That is why, if you don't know, watch out. Satan uses pretty women. And Satan uses handsome men. He doesn't go for the ugly. No. Satan doesn't go for the ugly. Do you know why? He himself is very beautiful. Read about him from Ezekiel. Read about him from Isaiah. The devil goes for quality women. And he will look at your pretty face and your raving, how do you call it, wavy hair, and your long cute fingernails and your leg and line. And when you break the hedge, when you break that hedge of protection and security, because within the hedge lies your husband, lies your wife, lies your children, lies the car you need, and the job you need, and the house you have to live in. And within that hedge lies the destiny that he ordained for you. But if you make a mistake not to stay in the protective zone and you break the hedge, the enemy will come in and will scatter everything. So before you blame God, like some of you do, before you blame the pastor, like some of you do, before you blame the church, like some of you do, before you blame the government, like some of you do, before you blame your parents, like some of you do, before you blame your children, like some of you do, before you blame your spouse, your husband and wife, like some of you do, ask yourself, were you able to stay in the secured zone? Or your own inquisitiveness, your own carnality, your own sensuality, your own frivolity, your own selfishness, cause you to break the hedge and to undo the secure zone. Nobody can destroy you without your permission. No man, not even the devil, can destroy you without your permission. Your business cannot collapse without your permission. When you don't handle the books well, the taxman can put you to jail without your permission. Your husband who loves you and married you when you were 21 years, he cannot walk out of the house without your permission. That beautiful, vivacious, attractive, queenly looking girl, a woman that God gave to you to rest in your bosom, and God said, let the breast of your wife satisfy you every day. That woman has no business of walking out of your home unless you allow her. You, the man, you cannot lose your job. Your employer has no right. Let me tell you one thing in this America here. I know how prejudice, discrimination, and racism is rife. But when you stand your ground, when you stand in the confines of the secure zone, no demon, no man, no woman can exact the spirit of prejudice, discrimination, and racism against you here on the source of America. Because the God you serve is higher and mightier than whoever calls himself a prejudiced man. I was telling a young man from England down here, when I walk in the streets, police officers who don't know me, they look at my face and they salute me, both white and black. Because you know why? I don't give them opportunity. No, the last thing I would do to bring my life to is to allow another person to spurn my identity and my self-esteem. I don't allow that. That is one of my characteristics. Let us say amen. Let us say amen. Do not fear. Go forward. Did you hear what I said? For the God you serve will make a way for you where there's no way. Every obstacle between you and your Canaan on earth, he has the power to roll it away and make you land it safely on Canaan's land.